So I'm making this video based on a clip that I had just seen. So this is really fresh. I just got home, and on my way home, I happened to be hearing a clip from the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco, and I happened to hear something from a player that I used to really like, which is Trevone Boykin. I'm telling you though, I was really upset afterwards because the level of trash pandering and sly coopery that I have seen out here on this platform over the last year has been staggering, truly astonishing. The amount of times I have seen brothers sell out other brothers for reasons I really don't understand. And today you're really gonna understand what I'm talking about because it really makes no sense. It really just comes out of a plate of why you hating. And half of the stuff that you're hating on makes not a lick of sense. I'm going to play this clip in its entirety, and just like recently, I'm going to break down this stuff a little bit more afterwards because I have to go ahead and play this for you because I'm triggered. This has pissed me off. I mean, this is really frustrating because Trevone Boykin is a nobody. I guarantee you don't know who I'm talking about. Majority of you, unless you are a deep-rooted sports fan like me. Like, I love sports, so I definitely know who he was. He was a really good backup quarterback, temporarily for Russell Wilson back in the day on the Seattle Seahawks. But guess what? He couldn't stay up out of trouble. You know what? We're going to get into that. So today I'm going to attempt to play defense for Russell and to be his defense attorney, as I'm also going to be his Negro translator a la Key and Peele style as for the stuff that he should be saying to address this nonsense that he will never say because he's just too good of a guy.
Russell Wilson, I went to his house for Thanksgiving. The word is feel like he catered. So bro, I come from a traditional country-ass black family.
We doing that.
If I got as much money as Russell Wilson, my whole family would talk about me so bad if I ain't fly everybody out there for Thanksgiving. And I'm sponsored by an airline.
Yeah. Maybe he not close to his family.
And maybe he not. But his mama wasn't there. Sisters wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And even though it still weird to me. I'm just still even if you don't fool with your family, it still weird to me on Thanksgiving. My family gonna do the food. This is what we gonna. If you the one with the money, we coming to your house. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
That's what we gonna do. So to get over there and catch Russell Wilson, him is literally him, Ciara Daddy, me, Noonie, Baby Future, the chef, and 2 nannies, and 3 dogs. And Baby Future at that time was bad as hell.
God forbid Russell Wilson and Ciara for being good people, nice enough to invite you over to their house for Thanksgiving, and then you had to air out all their shit unnecessarily on this podcast for reasons that still don't make a whole lot of sense. And guess what Shannon had to say about this? Because I like it.
Hey, Unc, I got a question.
I got an answer for you too.
Why is he sharing the information anyway?
Cause, see, that's what. Not Chad. Now you see why I don't have a whole lot of mofos at my house. See, he worried about somebody else's family. Your black ass there. He invited you.
Exactly, which is another reason why rich people tend to struggle to either find love or find genuine friends. Because for whatever reason, people are always going to be out there either pocket watching you, seeing who you're sleeping with, seeing what you got going on in your own life to see why you're doing better than they are. Even though you are actually being genuine and extending a hand of good generosity and kindness, guess what? Some people still ain't going to appreciate it, just like Trevone. Let's go ahead and dive into the rest.
Russell Wilson, I went to his house for Thanksgiving. The word is feel like he catered. So bro, I come from a traditional country-ass black family.
We doing that.
If I got as much money as Russell Wilson, my whole family would talk about me so bad if I ain't fly everybody out there for Thanksgiving. And I'm sponsored by an airline.
First off, why you pocket watching? He doesn't actually go on to say exactly what was really weird about being there outside of the people that were there in the house. What's wrong with it being catered? Rich people have a lot of stuff catered. Not all of them are going to be sitting around getting everybody together to have a traditional Thanksgiving meal that most of us would have, like we would all have back in the day at home. It's not always going to be set up that way, especially when you have your family scattered apart throughout all parts of America. They're not always going to be there together. Maybe this year it just didn't work out. Maybe you should have questioned why you were there in the first place. You didn't think about that? You seem to be out of place, Trevone. Who cares if it's sponsored by an airline? If the food's sponsored by an airline, do you not think you would have took that exact same offer? Hey, Trevone, we're going to go ahead and cater your Thanksgiving meal. Your family doesn't have to worry about anything. We're going to give you the finest chefs with the finest food, the finest meat, sides, paws, whatever. We're going to deliver it to your house and you don't have to do a thing. Man, that sounds like a really good deal. Actually, nah, let's pause on that. I don't want anything to do with y'all. Let's go ahead and make my family struggle again to put this Thanksgiving meal together. We know we love to do it, but it does put a lot of strain on these people because a lot of the people that do a lot of the cooking are usually elderly in these families. So what we're going to decide to do is, as a matter of fact, you know what? We're just going to cook it. Yeah, we're going to do that. The plan that sounds the worst is exactly what we're going to do. Nobody's taking that option.
Maybe he's not close to his family.
And maybe he not. But his mama wasn't there. Sisters wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though, like, it still weird to me. I'm just still, even if you don't food with your family, like, it still weird to me on Thanksgiving. My family gonna do the food.
Why weren't they doing the food this year? How did you end up at Russell Wilson's house? If every year your family's gonna do the food, y'all gonna do the food. Well, where were you? Why didn't you get to go back home for Thanksgiving, Trevone? Huh? Why didn't they invite you? Did it have something to do with your past? Do they all of a sudden think that you're dangerous, that you can't be around anybody, like you can't control your alcohol, like your issues were when you were in college and the reason why you're no longer in the NFL because you were out there beating bitches all the time because you couldn't control your alcohol, couldn't keep your hands to yourself? Are you a danger to your family? Is that why you're no longer there and that's why you got invited to Russell Wilson's house a couple years ago? Because I'm pretty sure this happened in the past when they were in Seattle. So I'm assuming that's when this was. And you're somehow questioning what's going on. Your career didn't last very long. This man extended his hand out to you to say, hey, I think enough of you as family, feel free to come on by. And yet you're going to find a reason to hate on that. You're going to look around and be like, man, what's going on up in this crib? This is why people don't trust people like you, dog. Y'all be stuck in these same hive-minded mindsets. I'm not going to say that he is actually a Sly Cooper or a Trash Panda, but this is Trash Panda behavior. This is selling out somebody for absolutely no damn reason. And the main reason why people be hating on Russ is because Russ isn't a traditional brother, because he doesn't come off as hood and street and stuff like that. When we keep trying to tell everybody out here that's not what defines blackness, but we still have these brothers out here that are still stupid enough to believe that is how you are determined as black. And it's the same reason why Russell's had people like Richard Sherman and these other people at the Legion of Boom hating on Russell Wilson for, oh my God, you cost us a Super Bowl. They're still mad at this man for that. Now I'm going to get to that point a little bit later, but let's dive into the next part.
This is what we gonna. If you the one with the money, we coming to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that part.
That's what we gonna do. So to get over there and catch Russell Wilson, like him, it's literally him, Ciara Daddy, me, Noonie, Baby Future, the chef, and 2 nannies, and 3 dogs.
Sounds to me like only one person didn't belong in the picture. It was you. I think the dogs belong there. I think the nannies, the chef, everybody else seemed to fit it except for you. Going back to your whole point earlier about, man, if my family was going to have this Thanksgiving dinner and I was the one who was yoked and, got all this money and stuff, I'm going to fly everybody out. Do you not realize, dumbass, that's how everybody done went broke? Out here flying out all 60, 70, 80 family members that you got to go out here to Thanksgiving, come out to these games, sitting there up, hey, buying them homes, setting them up in apartments, paying they rent, buying them cars. That's why they don't have any money left. That's why most of you athletes lose everything that you got. On top of the mountain one day and under the gutter the next, stuck in the sewers, eating rat sandwiches and shit like that. That's what you're doing next. Out here complaining and crying on podcasts, talking about how you completely crashed out, ruined your lives. But y'all are hating on people like Russ who are setting true and really good examples out here. I know I sound like the biggest Russell Wilson meat writer of all time, but I really do get sick and tired of these people for hating on people like Russ for simply not being traditionally hood or black. We keep trying to get rid of these narratives, but people keep digging these shits up out of the grave and keep trying to paste it on Negroes that it doesn't belong on. Hell, he pulled the blackest move of all time by divorcing his white wife and then getting with a black woman. You tell me how many brothers have actually did that nowadays. All the hood, the street guys, how many of them went from clapping white cheeks back to only clapping black? And not only did he start clapping black, he started reproducing black. And then you hate on the man for actually being a good stepfather, stepping up. How you gonna, you know what? No, let me play the last part.
And Baby Future at that time was bad as hell.
How are you gonna sit here and talk about Little Future was bad? What did he actually do that was bad? I wonder what he actually did. I need to probably watch a little bit more to see if he explained it, but I guarantee you it was nothing. Guarantee you it was nothing more than a kid being a kid. Boys being boys. I guarantee you that's all that was a child that was just whining out a little bit. Where's his dad? Did you ever question that? Did you ever ask, hey man, where is Future involved in his life? No. You just sitting around, I guess, judging Russell Wilson for the fact that, I guess he's being a bad stepfather? Ask Lil Future. How's he feel about Russ, who he now calls daddy? The person who's been supporting him throughout his entire life, the person that brings him everywhere with him, the person who's not afraid of him, the person who's not ashamed to have him in his life, to bring him to the facility, show him all these great things that his dad never did and was never planning on going to. He's actually still going to get to have that great rich kid experience that a whole bunch of black kids should get to have but don't. Russ is shit, right? And going back to that point, I was going to talk about the whole Legion of Boom. These people keep trying to blame Russell Wilson for all their insecurities and all their failures. People like Richard Sherman out here bitching at Russell Wilson, trying to act like he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because the defense blew the Super Bowl. People keep acting like, well, they shouldn't have threw the ball. Well, guess what? They should have never been in the effing situation in the first place. What happened to the great Legion of Boom? These shut down defenders who were supposed to stop Tom Brady. Y'all got cooked by the white boy Julian Edelman. That's right. Julian Edelman cooked y'all. You couldn't do nothing with Whitey. Not actually, it's a shame because Julian Edelman is a great wide receiver, but I know it offends them when they hear it that way. You got cooked by the white boy. Couldn't stop him. Neither one of them. What happened to that 10-point lead that you had? If y'all were so great as the Legion of Boom, why did y'all give up multiple touchdowns in the fourth quarter? Maybe because you choked. Maybe because you shrunk in the moment. But then guess who got you in position to even win the game in the first place? Russell Wilson. One of the main reasons why you got there at all. One of the main reasons why you got one ring, period. Ungrateful ass people, just like Trevone Boykin. Ungrateful at the fact that this person invited you over for Thanksgiving. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell was going on at your house, that why you couldn't be there. Why were you at Russ's house? Are you not asking that question? Why not? You should have been. While you're sitting over there hating on the fact that the chef is at dinner, why are you? That's the biggest question I have, talking about how this man's spending his money. It sounds like you would have blew the money that you got, and you probably blew the money that you did have because you didn't make a whole lot in the first place, went to jail, then you got out of jail, and I guess you're not even getting invited back to your Thanksgiving still. Maybe you are. I'm pretty sure you got to out of sympathy because what? Your career's over. And all this stuff really hurts me to say because I really like Trevone Boykin as a quarterback. I thought he was going to be a really good player, but apparently he had these type of issues. He had this mindset. This loser type of mindset is not meant for leadership. It's not meant for franchise QB. It's meant for out of the league. That's what it's meant for. Absolute embarrassment, man. I don't understand, dude. His take on this situation was ass. And you know where ass belongs? On the bench. In seats. That's where it belongs. Out of the league. This is ridiculous, man. I didn't have a whole lot to say, but this pissed me off. And just tell me what you think in the comments. I know I'll be out here caping up for Russ, but I really get sick and tired of people acting like people like Russell Wilson cannot just be a good person. People act like nobody can be genuine like that. There's no way somebody can actually be nice every day. There's no way somebody can be that confident. There's no way somebody can actually be that happy. He has to be miserable. There's no way he can be optimistic. There's no way he can be very satisfied with the fact that he's made millions of dollars, got a beautiful wife, a beautiful family, everything that he could ever ask for in this world. I guess there's no way he should actually be happy. He should be pissed off and angry and mad out here just like the rest of us. For nothing, mostly, but just the fact that he has all that, I guess he should be pissed off. Jaded, treat people like shit, backstabbing, conniving, just like the rest of the people I guess he's trying to invite into his life. People he tried to be kind to. Oh, Russ is just one of those uppity Negroes, one of those quarter zip brothers who just thinks he's better than the rest of us. Well, guess what? That quarter zip brother married one of those beautiful black women. When all y'all want to label the quarter zip brothers are people who would marry the white chicks or the Latinas or an Asian girl or just sell out the community. Now, I'm still one of those people who do not care who you marry, who you have babies with. Just find somebody that you love. But ultimately, a lot of these people like to throw shade at people like Russell Wilson for very similar things, and I find it very hypocritical, and it just pisses me off. The whole thing stresses me the hell out. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, and I will see you soon.
Again!